Sunraku, the hero of the VR game Faeria Chronicle, finally defeats the Dark Lord. But in a twist that would leave any gamer shook, he turns against Princess Faeria, deeming her the real threat. With a dramatic kick to her face, he declares her doom. Sunraku, or Rakuro in the real world, can't help but feel a sense of triumph as he watches the end credits. He's glad to be done with what he labels a trash game. In a world where VR gaming reigns supreme and display-based games are old news, Rakuro stands out. Unlike most, he has a knack for seeking out notoriously bad games, earning him the nickname Trash Game Hunter. As he shelves Faeria Chronicle, he muses over his next gaming misadventure. Meanwhile, at school, Rei gears up to talk to Rakuro, hoping to bond over gaming, but she misses her chance when another classmate snags his attention first. At the Rock Roll Game Shop, owner Mana is prepping for the summer rush. Rei pops in, hoping to catch Rakuro, but Mana informs her he's been missing, busy conquering Faeria Chronicle. Mana describes the game as a legendary disaster, a VR nightmare with a homicidal AI princess, ridiculous enemy patterns, and enough bugs to make a coder cry. Just as Mana and Rei discuss the game's infamy, Rakuro strolls in, fresh off his victory. Rei quickly ducks out of sight. Rakuro vents about the game's absurdity, especially Princess Faeria's destructive antics, like running over villagers and then blaming the Dark Lord. The game's only saving grace? A 3-minute window to give Faeria a taste of her own medicine. Mana, seeing Rakuro's need for a palate cleanser, suggests Shangri-La Frontier, a popular and well-received game. Intrigued, Rakuro decides to give it a try, ready for a new adventure in the VR world. Back at his pad, Rakuro dives into the world of Shangri-La Frontier, a VR game developed by the legendary Tsukuyo. This game promises a whole new level of immersion. Rakuro, used to the bare-bones setup of trash games, is amazed by the extensive character creation options. He opts for a twin-blade mercenary, sounds versatile, and he picks Wanderer for that sweet luck bonus. Overwhelmed by fashion choices, he goes for practicality, sell the starter gear, get the best weapons. Fashion? Poofed. He's all about that weapon game. And for anonymity? A bird mask. Classic Sunraku. In-game, because of his wanderer origin, Sunraku finds himself lost in a lush forest, not the typical beginner town. The realism is top-notch as he explores. But surprise. A wild goblin appears, only to be swiftly dealt with. Level up, check. Then, out of nowhere, a Vorpal bunny attacks. This ain't no ordinary fluffy foe, it's a lethal leaper with a penchant for neck strikes. Sunraku's skills shine as he earns a new ability. Flash counter. Different fighting styles unlock new skills. Sunraku's gaming senses are tingling. After a bunny bonanza, Sunraku's skills and levels skyrocket. He bags 2 Vorpal choppers and a nifty new ability, Screw Pierce. Now level 12, he's outgrown these forest foes. The map shows he's near second Dill, but there's a catch. The ravenous snake boss guards the bridge there. It's a daunting foe, but Sunraku? He's ready to take on the challenge solo. Meanwhile, in the bustling city of Firstia, Rei, decked out in high-level gear, scans the crowd for Sunraku. She's heard he's a constant in the gaming world, always rocking the same username. But despite her efforts, Sunraku is nowhere to be found. Disappointed, she eventually calls off the search, thinking she's missed her chance to connect with him in this vast virtual landscape. Sunraku, now face-to-face with the ravenous snake boss, goes into full observation mode. He triggers tap step, boosting his evasion, and skillfully dodges the snake's lunges. The snake's attacks are fierce, but Sunraku's quick on his feet. Mid-battle, one of his blades breaks, forcing him to switch to the Vorpal choppers. Then surprise! The snake spits a venomous liquid, poisoning Sunraku. Time is ticking, he's got 4 minutes before the poison takes him down. Sunraku's strategy shifts. Target the head, create a weak spot, and hit hard. Despite his efforts, the snake recovers. In a bold move, Sunraku grabs the snake's head and lands a lethal screw pierce to its eye. Critical hit! The snake falls, and Sunraku gains 2 levels, but is still poisoned. He rummages for any missed loot, then races towards Second Dill, desperately searching for an antidote. At Second Dill's gates, players Reiji and Mia are planning to tame a dog-type monster. Mia, craving a virtual pet, is thrilled. Reiji, secretly elated, sees this as a chance to impress his crush. Suddenly, they spot the frantic Sunraku. Mia, mistaking him for a monster, readies her bow, but Reiji clarifies he's just another player. He yells out directions to Sunraku, guiding him to the inn's respawn bed. Sunraku dashes past, offering a quick thanks. Reiji, feeling like a seasoned pro, gets a confidence boost from helping out. Mia finds his expertise attractive, warming up to him even more. Sunraku reaches the bed just in time but collapses from the poison, dying a dramatic gamer's death. His stats take a temporary hit, but he successfully registered his respawn point in Secondal. Sunraku, exploring the town in Shangri-La Frontier for the first time, decides to do some essential shopping. He's on the hunt for new equipment and a powerful main weapon to replace his mercenary twin blades. As he roams the streets half-naked with a bird mask, other players can't help but chuckle at his unique fashion choice. Prioritizing his dignity, Sunraku heads to an armor shop and picks up the cheapest set, split-blade leather. He tries on the mask, but it's still a weird look for him. Weapon shopping doesn't go as planned either. His rare Vorpal choppers are tough to beat, and the goblin hand axe is a no-sell. The NPC offers to craft a better weapon, but only if Sunraku can bring the right materials. Sunraku sets off to Dire Marsh Waste to mine for gray ore, but it's not as easy as he thought. He's knee-deep in mud and frustration as normal stones outnumber the ores. A mud frog adds to his woes by splattering him with mud. In a fit of anger, Sunraku takes it down with his pickaxe and snags some mud frog skin. He spots some newcomers and decides to continue mining, hoping to beat the rush of new players expected during summer break. After 3 hours of grueling mining, Sunraku impresses the NPC with his haul of gray ores and even a rare marsh coffin fossil. He commissions 2 marsh daggers, taking advantage of their durability perks. The NPC offers future upgrades and cautions against venturing out at night with his current gear. But Sunraku, ever the adventurer, is eager to test his new daggers against the night's terrors. In Dire Marsh Waste, Sunraku faces a tough red-capped goblin, more formidable than its regular counterparts. Just as he's getting overwhelmed by more goblins, a mysterious blue flash and a majestic wolf, Lycagon the Night Slayer, take them out. Back at the game company, a monitor shows that the game's story progress is stuck at 0%, a puzzling stat given that no unique monsters have been defeated yet. Meanwhile, Rei, having scoured the first zone and easily defeating the ravenous snake, wonders if Sunraku could have already progressed to second deal without dying. In her mission to find Sunraku, Rei encounters Reiji and Mia. Reiji shares that Sunraku, identifiable by his naked appearance and bird mask, was last seen rushing into Secondal after a tangle with the ravenous snake. Rei realizes that Sunraku has bypassed the usual starting town of Firstia. Reiji, recognizing Rei's clan emblem, reveals is dedicated to hunting down Lycagon the Night Slayer, a unique monster. He explains to Mia that unique monsters, unlike regular ones, are single entities within the game world and don't respawn once defeated. These 7 colossi, despite the game's massive player base, remain undefeated, presenting a challenge to even the most skilled players. Sunraku finds himself in a perilous showdown with Lycagon, the Night Slayer. As Lycagon obliterates red-capped goblins in a single blow, Sunraku quickly realizes the grave danger he's in. Employing his perfect parry skill, he narrowly escapes Lycagon's lethal attacks, but his counterattacks barely scratch the beast. Equipping his Vorpal choppers, he manages a few critical hits, but they hardly faze Lycagon. In an intense dance of dodges and strikes, Sunraku tries to wear down the creature. Despite his valiant effort and enjoying the thrill of the challenge, he acknowledges Lycagon's overwhelming power. Lycagon's sudden, swift attack cuts Sunraku's legs, leaving him with a single hit point. In a moment of respect and determination, Sunraku acknowledges Lycagon's strength and vows to return for a rematch, urging the wolf to remain unbeaten by others. Lycagon delivers the final blow, marking Sunraku with a curse and ending their epic battle. Respawning in Secondil's inn, Sunraku discovers the Lycagon's mark curse on him. The curse's effects are a mixed bag. He can't wear armor on the cursed body parts. Low-level monsters will avoid him, his interaction with NPCs will change, and he gains magic resistance on cursed limbs. Annoyed by his limited armor options, he feels like this twist is straight out of a trash game. Yet, battling Lycagon has skyrocketed him to level 28, giving him 50 points to invest in his character build. He steers clear of vitality, turning himself into a glass cannon, high damage but low defense, partially due to the curse restricting his armor use. His high luck stat might have been the saving grace that left him with 1 GP after Lycagon's attack. As Sunraku contemplates his next move, a quirky Vorpal bunny hops onto his head and gestures him to follow. Intrigued, Sunraku pursues the bunny through the alleyway of Second Deal to a hidden door marked Invitation from Rabituza. Recognizing this as a rare, unique scenario quest, he's pumped about the high-quality rewards he could earn, despite not noticing the recommended level of 80. Inside, Sunraku lands in Rabituza, a town populated entirely by Vorpal bunnies. Emwool, the bunny who led him here, greets him warmly. The town is buzzing about Sunraku's bravery against Lycagon. Emwool sees Sunraku's encounter with Lycagon, especially how he fought without taking damage, as a testament to his Vorpal spirit. The Lycagon's mark, far from being a mere curse, is a recognition of Sunraku's prowess by the wolf itself. Emwool escorts Sunraku to a grand palace, revealing that while many have visited Rabituza, Sunraku is the first to be invited inside the palace. Meeting Visace, the boss of Rabituza, Sunraku learns that his resilience and unwavering spirit in the face of Lycagon's might have earned him this rare honor. Visace is impressed that Sunraku didn't lose hope or his Vorpal soul, a quality that sets him apart in the world of Shangri-La Frontier. At Rock'n'Roll Game Shop, Ray's search for Rock'n'Roll hits a dead end. Mana, chuckling at Rock'n'Roll's unconventional gaming style, tells Ray that Rock'n'Roll has probably skipped the starting town in Shangri-La Frontier and is carving his own path in the game. Ray's cheeks turn a shade of pink when Mana encourages her to confess her feelings to Rock'n'Roll once she finds him. Rock'n'Roll dives into research about unique scenarios suitable for new players. He stumbles upon Tour to Rabituza, a quest triggered by defeating a high-level monster with Vorpal weapons, followed by a chase after a silent Vorpal bunny into Rabituza. The usual reward is the Enchant Vorpal spell, earned by defeating the ravenous snake terrorizing the town. However, Sunraku realizes his experience was different, having met Visace instead of the ravenous snake. In Rabituza, Visace, impressed by Sunraku's Vorpal spirit, decides to train him. Sunraku, addressing Visace as Aniki, a term for a Yakuza superior, is momentarily worried by Visace's stern look, but is relieved when Visace laughs and takes a liking to him. Visace entrusts Sunraku to Emwool, who is thrilled by the responsibility. When Sunraku decides to take a break from gaming, Emwool leads him to their inn. Before leaving, Visace throws a Vorpal soul collar at Sunraku, which auto-equips. This collar halves the experience gained, but multiplies stat points by 2.5 upon leveling. Visace declares the collar unremovable, asserting that hardship is essential for growth, leaving Sunraku frustrated with yet another restriction. Back in reality, Rock'n'Roll realizes that his unique experience in Shangri-La Frontier is unknown to other players, fueling his excitement about being the only one privy to this scenario. Noticing the time, Rock'n'Roll switches gears and logs into Berserk Online Passion, a dwindling trash-fighting game he's deeply invested in. With its player base reduced to barely 100 daily logins, the game has a close-knit community. Now, as Sunraku in-game, he immediately encounters Modor Katso, a rival waiting for him. They start a role-free battle, with Katso showcasing a new move, a glitch that elongates his limbs. Impressed, Sunraku acknowledges Katso's skill and counters with his quick-draw fist technique, blocking all attacks. Their intense fight draws an audience, fascinated by the clash of these BOP veterans. Despite his loss, Sunraku feels rejuvenated from the PvP combat, a refreshing change from battling NPCs. Katso expresses curiosity about Sunraku's new venture into Shangri-La Frontier, considering joining him in the game. Back in SLF, Sunraku reunites with Emwool in Second Deal. Eager to explore new territories, he plans to head to Third Rema before the influx of players during summer break. Emwool, oblivious to his real-world concerns, happily joins his party. Surprised by Emwool's high stats, Sunraku wonders if this is a balancing act for his Lycagon's mark. As they prepare to leave, other players notice Emwool, sparking their curiosity about taming a Vorpal bunny. To keep the unique scenario a secret, Sunraku swiftly exits Second Deal with Emwool. Outside Second Deal, Sunraku experiments with his curse to see if it deters lower-level monsters. A ram initially charges at him, but veers away upon sensing the curse. After a brief chase, Sunraku successfully lands a critical hit. Despite his cursed state, he's pleased to still be able to hunt lower-level monsters. Resolved to face stronger challenges, he sets his sights on the area boss. Approaching a swamp, Sunraku learns about the area boss, Mud Digger, from Emwool. The boss is known for its sudden, rocket-like attacks from beneath the ground. As he contemplates the battle strategy in the swampy terrain, where movement is restricted, the mud digger emerges, setting the stage for their impending confrontation. And that wraps up today's wild ride in Shangri-La Frontier. What adventures and challenges await him next? Stay tuned for more as Sunraku continues to defy the odds and carve his own path in this expansive virtual world.